Oh, man. Talk about all-time elation and all-time deflation. I was already imagining Caleb Williams at Seattle versus Sam Darnold taking his magic act up to the great Northwest and making another great late play to lift the Chicago Bears into the Super Bowl. And now I'm just left flat, lifeless, pretty much devastated, like the magic carpet just got yanked out from under all of us who are rooting for Caleb Williams, because I watched him pull off the greatest clutch play I've ever seen. I can't think, I guess maybe the Hail Mary, but as Roger Staubach to Drew Pearson back in the day, but this was so impossible. This was 4th and 4, and everyone will forget this. It was all the way down at the 14-yard line, but 4th and 4 with 18 seconds left in regulation. And Caleb Williams, the most nuclear weapon to me in all of sports, retreated, turned, and I'm like, no. I don't know. I'll have to look back at the replay to see how far he retreated. It's just over. It's impossible. It's just wrong. You can't do that, and that. Retreating and retreating, turning, retreating and turning and retreating. Rams are bearing down on him. 2 defenders are in his face. And he threw a fall away from what felt like 50 yards, but originally the play was at the 14. And I swear the pass traveled 50 yards in the air to the deepest part of the back left end zone. And I'm thinking, no way. I fear he threw it in like the 5th row and whatever, game over. And all of a sudden it's coming down. Wait, number 85 is uncovered in the back of the end. Wait a minute, Cole Kmet is going to catch it. I was electrified. I did a dance, man. I did pick the Bears on Arena Gridiron. Now I can wait for tomorrow's show. God. Oh, Lord have mercy. And I was rocket launched by that rocket that he launched. I've never seen, talk about clutch, talk about, by the time he turned about the 3rd time and retreated 30 yards, it was like a 1,000,000,000 shot at that point, and Caleb pulled it off. And yet, should they have gone for 2? They just failed from close in. They failed on 4th down 3 huge times, cost them the game. So I was okay, just riding the momentum at home. If you're on the road, maybe you just go for the throat. But I was fine with that. And then they stop the Bears. They get the ball back, which I don't love winning the toss and kicking. I don't love it. I like to just continue the momentum. Just go for the throw. Go for the kill. But they got away with it. They made the Rams punt. They get the ball back. And they start to move. And they're moving. And they're moving. And they're moving. And all of a sudden, on 2nd and 8 from the Ram 48, all they need is one more big throw. And you're going to be in field goal range. Just one 15-yard pass, and you got this. And Caleb on this play had plenty of time. He had time to survey, to look, go to 1, 2, 3. And I'm thinking, oh, this is it. Big one. Here comes a big one. maybe to DJ Moore, who's clutch's target. Odunze had dropped a big ball early, but he can catch him. Luther Burden, Zacchaeus, Komet. Colson Loveland was on the sideline. I don't know what happened to him. So that was a problem. He might have been the target on this throw. But it's just 2nd and 8. It's not 4th and 8. It's not the end of the world if you miss it. Okay, so it's 3rd and 8, and maybe you go 5 yards and 5 yards, and you just keep on keeping on. And he surveyed, and then he didn't cut loose on this one. He sort of guided it into the deep right flat, just guided it. He throws absolute laser rockets. But this is just, he just sort of almost soft-tossed it in the deep right flat. And DJ Moore is running a deep cross, deep over, and I don't think he thought the ball was coming to him, because I thought it looked like he thought he was just covered by Cam Curl, who jumped the route and he was more in position to catch the ball than DJ Moore was. If you want to know the truth, it was just not a good idea by Caleb. It wasn't a good idea. And if you want to know the truth, and I've said this on Arena Gridiron numerous times, the weird thing about Caleb is that he was dead last in the NFL this year in completion percentage at 58%. And in the win over Green Bay, he was only 50%. He'll throw, 4 or 5 balls a game where you're just like, what? I don't know what happened on that one. I'm not sure what he was thinking or seeing. Just a complete misfire. This was just a misfire. I know Chris Collinsworth was blaming subtly DJ Moore. I'm not going to do that. I think this one was on Caleb. And by the way, he threw 3 tonight. Well, how are you going to turn it over 3 times? How are you going to throw 3 interceptions at home and they don't turn it over 1 time? Matt Stafford can be a turnover machine. They didn't get him, and the Bears are turnover takers and makers. They didn't get the ball, take it away 1 time. Not 1 takeaway. So it's 3-0. You're probably going to lose, and they ultimately did. But on this interception throw, Cam Curl looked like he was the intended receiver, and he just kept tracking the ball and made a nice catch. And that was that. And it just, the air went out of the Windy City. The air went out. It's like you return home to your favorite place. You go home for vacation, you land, and the electricity goes out. Like you're maybe you go to a vacation spot where it's the trip of your life, and you land and the electricity goes out. It just, the electricity went out. It just ended. You just knew what was going to happen. The Rams just sort of ran it and tossed it and ran it and tossed it, and finally got to 3rd and 6 at the 43, and it was their last gasp, last hope. They're not a great defense. They need to take the ball away. And Matt Stafford just guided it to Puka, who was open. Puka took it and ran with it for a few more yards, got 16 on 3rd and 6 at the 43, and that was that. And then the thicker kicker, Nevis. He made it from 42. I knew he would. And that was the end of the Chicago Dream. They'll be back next year. I got that. But you can't go 3 of 6 on 4th down. And in the calls, you have to keep the ball in Caleb's hands. Every time Caleb had the ball in his hands on 4th down, something good to great happened. Like greatest ever at the end of the regulation. But the Rams had 1 4th down. It was a sweet call, clever, creative, Sean McVay call. I didn't see that from Ben Johnson tonight. I just didn't see it. They had 1 early in the second quarter, 4:30 left. They had 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 at the Rams 32. You can go for the kill. And they just go swift. Nothing creative, nothing clever. Whammo. Went nowhere. Rams ball. And then the truth was, the Bears at home were playing uphill the whole night because early on, 13:45 left in the first quarter. You're barely going. Caleb threw a rocket to the goal line to Rome Odunze, and he had to turn a little bit, but it hit him in both hands. It's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. You have to catch it. 2nd and 4 to 23. Next play, Caleb interception, and there was blatant hands to the face as he released the football. Uncalled, unseen, don't get it. I'm embarrassed for the NFL that you can't see that. That would have saved the interception, saved at least 3 points. Maybe we're having a different conversation. So I can't say the Bears deserve to win this game, but they put themselves in perfect position to win this game. And then a Caleb Williams, I say this all the time, he's better on the impossible throws than the routine ones. The most routine one of the night was going to be 2nd and 8 at the Rams 48 as you're driving for the winning field goal. Just throw it away if you don't see it. But you got time. They blocked him up, man. They gave him all the time. That's when he's not at his greatest. He had too much time and probably too many options. I don't know what happened. He didn't take the right one. I'm just crushed because the Bears had won. I covered the Bears for 3 years, columnist at the Chicago Tribune. I know Bears history. I was around the 85 Bears a lot. I know what it meant to that city. I have a lot of friends in that city, and I know they are, it just leaves you empty because you got right to the finish line of all-time greatness and you hit the wall. And you're 6 inches short of the all-time record marathon, Chicago marathon time, and you collapse. And you don't get to the finish line, and you don't get the record, and you don't get to go to Seattle, and you don't get to go to Santa Clara for the Super Bowl. It just seemed set up. It just seemed like they were that team, Cardiac Caleb and company. And the guy who struggles on the routine throws threw his 3rd interception of the night, and that basically was that. Congratulations to the Rams. I live out here in Southern California. I'll give you this. I give them a better team shot of going up to Seattle and winning and going to the Super Bowl than I would have given the Rams. Obviously now we have a